people. You're welcome to a very, very special edition of the World of Cinema. Of course, when you see this lady behind me, you know where we are. We are in the world of cinema. In fact, we are in Nollywood today.
Yeah.
And with me is the national president of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria. Her name is Ambassador Queen Blessing Ebigeson. She's right here in the studio.
Right.
I got it now. Come on. Listen, I'm from Delta. They talk. We'll talk about that one. Please, on a good day, first, let me personally thank you for what you have been doing for SRTV and especially for Nollywood. I got Zebejiro in the studio with me, and he said all the great things you've done, that you've done amazing well as the producer, as the president of this producer, and we're grateful.
Thank you.
We just want you to continue the good work.
Yeah.
Nollywood is our pride.
Yes.
And I'm very sure very many of them out there we can associate with that.
Yeah.
Now, so let's start with this first. Today, I know we want to, because time is very short.
Yeah.
She's in a rush. She want to run away to Nigeria today.
No, I'm actually going to Ghana.
Ghana, okay.
Nigeria on Wednesday.
Can you imagine? So she's all over the places. Anyway, I have her today, so I hold her, at least 1 minute with her. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, President, where is Nollywood today? Tell us where we are as an industry. We've come of age, yes, but where are we? Are we progressing? Or we got to a place where we rise and stop? Or we are still rising and rising and rising?
I think it would be unfair to say Nollywood is not rising.
Okay.
It's also be unfair to say we are rising and we stopped. No, we're still rising. And I think for me, I always tell people it's usually better to take a step that never goes back. And gradually just growing, and that continue and steady growth is what we need. And I mean, Nollywood is all over the globe.
Yes.
Yeah, it has taken the sweat and blood of every producer in Nigeria to put us in that global map. And every time, day in, day out, producers are trying their best to continue to keep the flag flying. Yeah, I mean, there are challenges, and most of the time it's money.
Yes.
And so you find producers either taking loans, selling their houses, and all of those things to keep
the industry
staying in the business.
Wow.
Which I just think that most of the time when I have opportunity to talk, I say, look, it's time for government to come on board.
Yes.
We have done this for over 40 years.
In fact, you
and
guys
still
are
counting.
Can you still counting?
Yeah, small me, I've been in Hollywood for 25 years.
Wow.
And there are people I met there who have been there for 40, for 50. And it's just the passion. Sometimes when we just get that money, the next thing we're thinking about is story. I was in Germany last week.
Yes.
I didn't plan to shoot, but I had to. I shot something, some part of the story I wanted to talk about in Duisburg.
And that's exactly what Zeb did. Zeb shot part of the movie. The few minutes was there.
I can bet my life on it. Zeb didn't know he was going to shoot.
No, he didn't plan it.
That is the life of a producer.
Wow, amazing.
We just go somewhere, a story pops up in our head, the little money that we have, boom, we put it there.
Pump it there.
It's crazy. Sometimes we lose so much money, so many things, just doing those things that makes us happy. When it comes to Nollywood, it's the passion first before the business. And some people will say that is why we got it wrong. No, we haven't gotten it wrong.
Without the passion, you'll be lost.
If you don't have passion for what you do, you cannot overcome the challenges that come with everything.
President, be happy, because I think the best job on earth is when you do what you love to do.
100%.
So whether you're losing money or not, somehow you're gaining money, because your life, the essence of life is there. Yes.
So Nollywood is actually at the right direction. Are we, can we do more? Yes, we can, with the help of government and private sector.
We're coming to that.
Yes, but are we doing the best that we can to continue to keep the flag flying? Yes, to be fair on producers, we are doing so much. Sometimes we don't even have enough platform to put these films. Now in Nigeria, we're rolling out movies, at least 2,500 movies every month. Wow. It is 100% correct.
It is correct, because even online, if you see the statistics, Nollywood is now the second largest movie producers in the world.
That is it. That is 100. In fact, not even the second though. We don't overthrow Hollywood. No,
Hollywood may be making more money.
Yeah, they're making more money.
But we are making more movies. That's a different thing. That we are documenting more things in the world. Every story is a story. Yeah. Every movie is a movie.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, you have contributed more to the world archive
That is
of,
it.
of all the visuals.
Of course.
Than
Of
Hollywood.
course. Of
You
course.
can brag about the quality or
Yeah.
how much you make,
Yeah.
but the truth is we're telling our own story, and we're grateful.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm sitting down here and I'm thanking God that had there been no Nollywood, where would Nigeria be? Because all the story that come out of Nigeria till die. I'm now 50-something years old. All the story I've been seeing is corruption, bad leadership, this and that. You know, anything is bad news,
Yeah.
419, this and that. But the first time something good came out of Nazareth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can anything come out of Nazareth? Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You guys came up with Nollywood.
Yeah.
Now,
In fact, before you continue,
Yes.
The Uber that brought me here
yes.
was driven by a woman, an African woman.
Okay.
Immediately I stepped into the vehicle.
Yes.
She was playing a Nigerian song.
Amazing.
And I said, "Did you know you were coming to carry a Nigerian?" She said, "No, that she just loved the song." And I said, "Thank you for playing this song." So what am I trying to say? The creative industry in general has been able to connect the world by bridging that gap. Everybody, including the white people, now dance to our tune.
Oh no, yeah. So you see what that boy did in Romania?
Oh my God.
OMG. What the boy just did in Romania. And wait, that's what I want to say. For producers, I want to talk about producers today. Today I'm more angry. I want to be happier with the producers because these guys went out of their way, like you rightly said, borrow money. Mm-hmm. They just have the zeal. They don't have no choice. Like my case, I think I'm arrested. I can't do something else. Yeah. That's where you find yourself. Yeah. And you're losing money, you're still there. Yeah. Because you can't, where else do I go? Yeah. And that's the question I ask. So how do you feel when you see you're lucky to be still in front of the camera? Yeah. But most producers are hardly in front of the camera. Oh, definitely. So they don't even know them. And yet the whole fame goes to those people we see. Yeah. How do producers react to that?
Okay, so the thing is that first of all, when you decide that you want to be a crew member, because a producer is a crew. A producer, I call us executive PAs, because you have to make sure that you supervise every segment of the production. Supervise the director, the actors, the production manager. You have to manage the production manager himself, manage the makeup artist, everybody. You have to run errands for everybody because it's your production. So you want to make sure that everybody is happy. You get to carry bags for actors. You carry the camera bag. You stand behind the camera when the camera person maybe wants to ease himself to press the button. All those things. So we are more or less the executive PA of the production. Right. So you must be contented.
The executive PA.
Of production. Wonderful. You must be contented with being behind the scene for you to even want to be a producer in the first place. So there is no challenge of I feel bad that people don't know me. They get to only know my name. You know, for instance, if Teco Benson enters here now, you will not know it's Teco Benson unless they mention his name.
That's it.
That is what it is. But he's contented with that. That is what he signed up for. Yeah, but sometimes when maybe say government want to do something, for instance, they look up to those stars that are in front of the camera.
That is another,
which is very, very wrong.
It's the wrong side of it.
Yes, it's a wrong side of it, but you don't blame them. First of all, they get mesmerized by their face, their fame, and all of that. But so that is why anytime I have the opportunity, I tell them we are the business side of Nollywood.
No, without the producer, there will be no movie.
There is nothing.
And I want you to explain the power of the producer in this whole process, because at the end of
everybody knows the producer is the powerhouse. It's just like this table.
Yes.
We bring it, we set it and make it very comfortable and invite everybody to the table. Now, if we decide we're chasing everybody out of the table, we chase everybody out of the table and carry our table.
Fire the actors, anybody.
He who paid the piper detains the tune.
That's it.
That is just what it is. Anybody that wants to feel like we are bigger than producer, they're just running around the I remember there was this interview on Arise.
Yes.
I think I had an interview on Arise before that interview with RMD, Ireti Dowell, and KOK.
Yes.
So the interviewer kept asking them, do you have a choice to go against the producer? And they were trying to beat about the bush. And Ireti Dowell said, look, he that paid the piper details the tune. The producer has more power.
He has money. You can decide to fire you.
Yes, producer employs you. So of course, producer can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean they don't respect us. No, we respect everybody, because without the actors, we can't work. Without the director, without the crew members, we can't work. But hey, we are the one that cook the food and call everybody to come and eat in the first place.
And at the end of the day, if anything fails, it is you.
It is on the producer.
That's the most important thing.
It
You know,
is on
the
the
producer
producer.
suffers a lot. They are the
Yes.
one that goes in debt.
Yeah.
And that's why when I was calling, you know, for the first time, when I talk about business of Nollywood, I know many people talk about the beauty of Nollywood. There are two sides of it.
Yeah.
There's the
and the
showcasing
business.
Nollywood, and then the business side of Nollywood.
Yes.
I am more sometimes when I have to marry them, you know, and I always say to people, you cannot be in an industry and you don't do the business.
Yeah.
So try and join the producers league. So we welcome most of them to join the
Oh
league.
yeah,
Right.
and they are joining. I mean, Chidimma Keme is now a producer.
Yeah.
KOK now is even a producer.
Good.
A lot of people are becoming producers
They have
now.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
Because let them taste the good, the bad, and the ugly side of producing.
Of course.
All right, good. That is good. Now let's talk about the industry itself. Government of Nigeria. Hey, if something has happened well, it's Nollywood.
Yeah.
Today I was analyzing the amount of money on the money show, how much they paying. In fact, this newspaper, Daily Trust, just reported that our senators are earning close to 2 billion monthly.
Salami.
And how much do you people get from this same government to improve this amazing industry, which is employing millions today? How much support do you get from your government?
You know, World Bank reported that we are the highest employer of labor when it comes to Nollywood. So sometimes when government says we have created a fund for film, you have some billions to access.
Yes.
We don't get to access them. The gatekeepers of Nollywood, some people,
because you are the president of the Association of Movie Producers, so I wanted to
they don't even, most of the time, they don't even call the leaders of Nollywood to the round table.
You serious?
They call those so-called faces, those actors,
to come and do what?
Comedians. And because I mean, like I said, these people mesmerize them, but we'll keep talking, we'll keep telling them that if you want anything to go well in Nollywood, you have to talk to the leaders, because it is the leader that will properly point the right direction that you will go. For instance, we had a situation recently where the government collaborated with Providence Bank to make available 5 billion naira for the creative industry. And I saw a post where they said actors and producers had accessed 1.5 billion. And I saw the picture. I didn't recognize anybody there. And I was like, the people I recognize, they are actors. How come? Why will you even say actors and producers are accessing money?
Money for producing film.
Do actors have to produce a film? That was the first mistake, you know. And I started doing my findings to find out, how did this come about? Who is in charge? How can my people access it in the association and all of that? Nobody gave me a listening ear. So what I did was to do a voice note.
Yes.
And the first voice note, they started going viral. And my friend, Honorable Desmond Elliott, reached out to me. And then Alhaji Ali Nuhu, FIP Corporation, also reached out to me and said, look, I will find out what is going on. And they did their findings, and they got back to me and said, look, we've been able to set up a meeting at a hotel for industry stakeholders to come. And they invited us. We were there. We talked about so many things, and they said, okay, by the time they access the second badge, we're going to be carried along.
But what happened to the first batch? Who are these people?
Taken it. So people have taken it. A lot of people, I think RMD was also able to access.
Okay.
And a lot of people, like 10 people.
I see.
There's this guy, something Emilonye, was also able to. I think the guy that did the last flight to Abuja.
Okay, Obi is a filmmaker.
Yes,
Obi is a producer.
He was able to access it as well, and then some other people. Okay. And so we're still waiting for them to be able to put out the second batch. My people have applied. For the I told them I wasn't interested in the loan, so that they won't go and think because I'm shouting.
Yes,
that's because I want to take a loan. I have a loan I'm actually paying.
Okay.
So I don't want to kill myself with this. So, but the loan is fantastic if we're able to access it. But what I'm saying in essence is that most of the time they tell us about this money, we are never able to access it. They came with stories with Bank of Industry. We were never able to access the money. They told us.
Wait a minute. We're trying to call the president.
Yeah.
Is this money a loan or a grant?
It's a loan. This particular one with Providence Bank is a loan.
Okay.
But it's a zero interest loan.
Yeah. Well, that being said, in this country, in the UK, if you see us going to make a movie, it's because we have a grant for it. In fact, in they distribute, the British Film Institute distribute a close to 500 million every year to filmmakers in grants.
Wow.
Unfortunately, my people, black people are not part of this story. We don't get a million,
Yeah.
you know. But this is not our country.
Yeah.
It's not our
Yeah.
own. Hopefully, when Nollywood come, because that's why I am here. I am hoping that I can bring in Nollywood to tap into the opportunities.
Oh, that would be so
and
nice.
the
We'll
things
be
we see.
willing to collaborate
Exactly.
in any way that that is possible
Yes.
for people outside of, because of course these people are making this available for their own countrymen and women.
Exactly.
And so, but any way we can also
you know,
tap
when
into and
there's a
collaborate.
co-production,
Yes.
you see, this is the thing. The essence of a country like UK, because what they do is countries will come together and they co-produce projects. They tell their stories. They're able to pick London, pick this, and that is what they want. They want to come together. If you have it in the story, the fundings are available for us.
I think Nigeria has a long way to go, especially the government, in making sure they pay more attention to the creative industry. Sure. We need a lot of bilateral agreements to be reached. That is the honest truth. When people come to Nigeria to film, there should be some tax cuts and all of those things that entice people to come. People prefer to go to Ghana, to go to Cotonou, and every other place.
South Africa, as a matter of fact, have a co-production treaty with the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
They have with France, they have with the EU. Where is Nigeria, the giant, the only industry, the biggest industry in the world, so to say, not being part of this? That's not good.
It's because of those, the government is still not taking us very seriously. We still sit around the table and they make promises. We eat small chops and everybody go their way. And those
and they put a lot of money
are forgotten and all of that. But we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking and see where we go. Because the industry is so big and Nigeria will get. I mean, we are bringing over billions of dollars to Nigerian GDP every year.
Is it when you talk of Nollywood, I look at how many people are there. These people would have been kidnapping us. There would have been more kidnappers. You understand? Nollywood have taken a lot of the chunk of the market.
There will be more thieves, more prostitutes, and different sorts of people.
Oh my God!
But today, look at people. You just come in with all you need to get into Nollywood is your talent.
And sometimes you don't even need the talent. You guys give so much training. Look at the crew behind the camera.
Of course, yeah. You come into some association and we have training round the clock, year in, year out. You come in as a novice and then you adjust.
You know what I love about your skill? What you guys have done is the apprenticeship. You learn as you are on the job.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you get a little pay. You are learning your cameraman, you carry camera, you get you something to go home.
Yeah.
No, I'm going there to rob. And the government is not saying this. Why is it? Why do you think it's so?
Don't know why they are not seeing it. I think to be fair to Goodluck Jonathan when he was president, he did a lot of things. I didn't benefit, but a lot of people I know benefited. I mean, he did there were some people they did capacity building for. They came to the New York to learn directing, costume, and a lot of people benefited. I wish the other government continued. But you know, Nigeria, we have a problem of continuity. So when a new government comes in, it just says, if I continue with this, the old person will take credit. I want to do my own thing.
I do my own thing.
And then they just shove it, you know, like that. I just believe that the Tinubu administration will do better with the creative industry, because the creative industry is bringing a lot of money to the country, and it's also not just about the money.
It's about the image of this country. The image of Nigeria. President, not because you're here. Anytime I go out and they say Nigeria, you'll be shocking.
Yeah.
But when you hear Nigerian music, like you saw in the car now you can come out. When you see them, in fact, there's a guy that is ready to die to meet Aki and Popo.
Imagine.
You understand? If you see that one, he said, this is anytime he was my cameraman, anytime you see he's just laughing. You understand?
Yeah.
He said there is. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody in Canada last year, and I told the person, I said, the level of exposure the film industry has given to Nigeria, if they want to do adverts, they can never spend billions and they will still not get here.
Oh my God! In fact, you know the funniest thing, the where Nigeria were planning to be by the year 2050, Nollywood got them in before 2019.
Yes,
and yet no other industry, no other facet of this thing. No, but President, I know I have a very short time for you.
A lot of people can even speak our language now because of film. A lot of people can do a lot of things just watching our films, speak our broken, and you know,
How do you manage to speak? Sorry, fuck you. This language is not from American film.
Of course.
All the rubbish English you
Of
speak,
course.
they're coming from the movies.
Of course.
So movies educate,
Yeah.
it translates,
Yeah.
it carries your culture beyond borders.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been able to do all that, and we'll continue to do our best. We just, like I said, we just hope that the government takes us more seriously, and when they create policies, they are policies that the poor person, the average person can touch and tap into, not just the very rich gatekeepers of Nollywood.
No, sometimes they're just even making. No, we'll come to that. We're gonna come to that, like every industry. But let's talk about distribution of our movies, because I see producers, and I like I said, my pain today, any interview I want to have will be about the producers, because I've seen them. They are dangerous species. They could die off, because when you getting broke, you get divorced. You women are lucky. We guys will get divorced quickly. You understand?
Well, you can no longer take care of your family.
Exactly.
You send the woman back.
The woman say, "Listen, I can't live like this."
Yeah.
We get divorced, seriously, and it's so difficult. Then, if we had distribution, maybe we can now say, "Government, get out." You understand? But how is the distribution of our films? Where are we? Because sometimes I'm really worried. When you address this question, I cannot blame you guys, but I am really also not very happy that today Nollywood is now gradually going into the hands of Netflix. Meaning, we will make our own film. We'll spend our money to make our film. We'll give it to Netflix. Netflix will sell it to us. Where is the sense in it?
Yeah, so the truth of the matter is that because we have a lot of raw talents and we're making these films around the clock, we're just working and dishing out movies. Distribution platforms are never enough. Even with Netflix, with Amazon, with whatever platform comes, trust me, I tell you, there will be excess content. And even if the Nigeria decide to have their own platform today, we will still have excess content. So having Netflix is just a plus. You can put your film here and put your film there. And then Netflix also, it's a blessing for us, because they also get to commission people to do that very expensive movie that have the kind of quality that Hollywood that can stand side by side with Hollywood. And those are the kind of things that Netflix and Amazon brought to the table. So it was a blessing for us to have them. Like I said, we do a lot of movies. The platforms are never enough. If I tell you, a lot of producers have movies in their wardrobe that they have not been able to sell. So saying that because of Netflix or whatever, no. Even if we have 10, 20, 50, 100 more platforms today, there will still be excess movie. Yeah.
So that's to see how much the producers are doing for us. We are proud of you, because every content, like I said, is history documented. Because that thing you made, a time will come, children may say, "Oh, this is how we live in that time." So that's the difference. So I want to talk about representation in our movies. We'll talk about that also. But before maybe we go into that, let's still on this distribution. I know you said that even if you have 1 million of it in Nigeria, sometimes I'm thinking that if Netflix can do that, NTA has the biggest reach in Africa, the biggest TV station in Africa. Would it be so bad if NTA now acquire some of this and sell it or show it to Nigerians and make money? Because there's a lot of ways you make money from film, not only through subscription. They can get subscription. Even if they don't do subscription, there will be a lot of adverts in between the films. Are you saying people will not watch them? Will NTA make money?
Well, until they improve from where they are, and maybe even management change hands, the bureaucracy in all these civil servants and everything change hands. Maybe because NTA has been there. I mean, I grew up watching NTA when it was those time of black and white. And when it's 4 o'clock, that's when they will open their channel. And
we have the kind of television. You need to see the kind. These guys are lucky. They need to see the kind of bus television we had at home.
You understand?
It was one they opened.
My father, that's exactly what my father had. So I think that they like the way they are.
Really?
And they are not willing to go out of their
box. It's not their
box.
own. It's our own.
But we have people there that will never even allow you bring ideas. And if you bring the ideas, they feel like you threaten their position if they welcome your idea. I know how many times we've written proposals to NTA, even when my late president, Madam Peace Anyam Musiweme, so rest in peace, was alive. And we said, look, we are the biggest producers association in Nigeria. By extension, Africa, the Association of Movie Producers. Our producers can give you guys film. Just give us a belt.
Yes. A channel. So Nollywood.
Yes, that will be Nollywood that we put in this film.
Yes.
We can share profits
Exactly.
from advert and all of that. We didn't really get any reply.
You propose that.
Oh yeah, we proposed
No,
that.
then
Madam
something.
Chief Anyamusi
They are
proposed
sick
that.
then because
Yeah.
what will happen, President, is if these films are put there, advert will come in.
Yeah.
NTA have the biggest reach. Will select, of course, they are censored movies, so it's not going to offend any audience.
No, it's
How
not.
could they not buy into that?
Yeah, I think maybe they looked at it as maybe it's going to stress them, or maybe I don't even know why.
No, they are making a lot of money from government.
Yeah, well, so
and
I think, like I said,
they're going to cry tomorrow that the salary is not enough.
Yeah.
This is what I talk about. Now, these same people will go tomorrow and say, "Oh, government is not paying us enough money." If you don't make money, how can government pay?
Exactly.
Where is the money going to come from?
I had a meeting with the governor of Enugu State last month, and one of the things we talked about was community cinemas. And I told him, I said, look, government is not in the business of making money, but also government is in business of
they must make money.
Reason is because they need to maintain infrastructures, they need to pay people.
Yes.
And how are they going to get
collect taxes if there's money?
So if the community cinemas are being created for us, we can put in our films, say people come and see this movie at 500 naira each, and the government take 10% from every 500, and this movie is released at the same time in all the local government. The producers will be smiling home with money, the government will be smiling home with money. Yeah, and the money they get, you understand, will be enough to maintain those cinemas, because maintenance culture is another thing we don't have in Africa. You know, so we talked about those things, and the governor bought into it. He's someone who just sees his vision and see business and want to better his community and better the people. And he bought it. And right now, as we speak, they're working on all the community cinemas for us. Very soon, AMP members will be able to release their movies across board in Enugu State.
I pray that the rest of the country will do that.
Imagine
how beautiful it is.
It's a step at a time.
If all the governors go into that,
imagine.
In fact, the culture, people will be coming to Nigeria, they will be fun.
Yes.
Because you have a place to take your girlfriend to.
Yes, so, and the thing is that what I told him was that, look, Your Excellency, we have lost the CD market, the DVD market, and we need the community cinema to bridge that gap.
Yes.
We have our fans who are dying to see us. We too were dying to see them and also see their money.
Exactly.
We're losing. So if we have this community cinema, those who cannot afford those posh cinemas in the city will be able to just go there with popcorn. It's just like you watching football. You come, they put community cinema is not difficult to put together.
It will be expensive.
Not at all. And then there will be work for people that will come and sell popcorn.
I know we don't want them to sell popcorn. We want them to sell a good seed.
Anything.
With anything with our fingers. You know, we should be watching Oyibo. I said this in
anything at
I don't
all.
want to be eating popcorn. We should be drinking pepper soup in your village and watching a movie.
Whatever works for them. They will have people in front of the cinema selling all those things and all. And so for me, I think that is creating employment. That is also putting producers that are no longer working because of lack of money back into business. You know, we proposed a lot of things and he bought into it. And I'm just hoping that other governors in Nigeria too will follow suit, because community cinema is the way to go right now to arrest that market. We are over 200 million. They've been telling us we are 200 million in the last government. Right now, make I help them with the censor. We go down past 400 million. So we already have the market.
Yes.
With that community cinema, imagine if every cinema in Enugu release your movie in one day for 500 naira. It will shock you. I'm telling you. I know my numbers and I can tell you for free. I am
impressed. So, Presido, let's see. I'm happy that state, and we pray that the rest of the country, the governors normally, I'm not their fan. I'm not one of them. I don't even want anything. I don't have anything to write good about any Nigerian governor, unfortunately, because I think even the president is failing. The governor does not have the right to fail. They only sit down there and collect allocation from the federal government and enjoy, pay security for rubbish. They don't contribute one bit. I pray that this governor is doing it, because I was going to come to the biggest trouble.
The governor of Enugu is definitely different. I met him and I can tell you for free. He is definitely, he is not your regular governor.
Wonderful. So what I want to ask, please, next time, because one important thing that we talk about that we want to shy away from is having a film fund. Right? I'm happy Providence is doing that. You just mentioned Providence. That is 5 billion.
Mhm.
It will cost the Enugu state nothing to set up a film fund with 2 billion.
We talked about it as well, and what the governor said was one of the things we proposed,
Yes.
that we get a low interest loan
Should be able
and
to-
also zero interest loan,
Yeah.
whatever works for them.
Yes.
But at least give us something that we can't get in the commercial bank. Because
Exactly.
right now, commercial banks are giving us loan at 30%.
Can
That
you imagine?
is killing.
The government should even stop them.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is killing. And they tell you you have to start paying by the next month. And the film industry does not
Don't work like that. No
film
way.
industry needs 6 months
1 year.
before you can start getting
1
money
year.
from your
1 year.
content ahead. So one of the things we discussed with the governor of Enugu State was the film fund, and he told us, like I said, I was meeting him for the first time, but he's not one of your type of your governor.
Okay.
He told us straight up, the government cannot give us loan, but they will talk to institutions that they will give like a guarantee.
Yes.
Then they will give that guarantee to them. That way we can access the funds without collateral because they have guaranteed.
Yes, guaranteed.
You understand? And he promised they were going to work on it. And I believe him.
No, Madam President, this is so important. All right. Now, today our children are on the streets complaining, crying to the government.
Yeah.
We need help. They need food.
Yeah.
This all they are asking is, please get us engaged and we're ready to work.
Yeah.
So this is an example of an opportunity. If the government now say, okay, every legal state or every local government, I'm giving you 1 billion.
Yeah.
Set up your film fund. Now this film fund must, all I know is it must never go down.
Yeah.
You give it, it must come back.
Yeah, so that someone else can take it. Yes.
And before you know it, you can imagine how many jobs will be created.
Oh, definitely.
How much will be making. The movies you are talking about, our movie making will just fly.
Yeah, and one thing with Nollywood is that for every producer that you empower, you've empowered everybody in the value chain.
Of course.
Because that producer will employ the director, the makeup artist, and sometimes our crew are like 18 minimum. And they go.
It's even small.
That's what I'm saying, minimum.
Yes.
That's even if you want to shoot a skit. 18. Do you know what it means to employ? That is crew. I'm not talking about actors.
No.
18. So if you want to add the actors, based on the story you are shooting, no matter how small it is, you are employing over 50 people at a go. That's a lot of employment right there. So when you are able to empower the producer, you have empowered a lot of people in the value chain. So and that's why sometimes it pains me when people who even really want to do something decides they don't want to talk to the producers. They want to talk to the actor. Somebody was like, because we don't know them. You don't have to know them.
You have to ask.
Ask questions.
You don't jump into an industry.
You
and even
understand?
especially from the business point of view.
Yeah.
How can you give money to producer? To actors? What does actors do? Are they producers?
And then they said they want to produce. I said, no. You don't give money to people that want to produce because they have seen money to produce. You give money to people who are already producers, who have used their money.
Who even have the experience.
You understand?
You don't start a business from day one. I started Nigerian with the first year and said the second year I'm still learning. So you need time for it to grow. It's not going to be one day.
You can never even master it. Even Dangote, the richest man in Africa, is still struggling.
Then we want to go and start with somebody who has not started.
I heard he's having issues with the refinery.
Of course.
If he's that knowledgeable, he will know from the beginning what he was getting into. So that is word of business for you. You can never know it all. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, President, thank you so much. And I hope that our government, because I'm very passionate about the film fund, that the film fund will create jobs. Most importantly, when it comes to this, the young people out there on the street now, we might be able to take about 3-4 million out of the street. And when you empower them, they're still going to go and empower. And you know, Africa, once I have food, I give to my family. We don't eat alone.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's a win-win if we do this. And I pray that what we said today should not be only Enugu State government. I want to hear tomorrow, but Lagos have started film fund, from what I heard.
Well,
they always get their center of excellence.
Okay, so to be fair to Lagos State, there was a time 2 years ago where they created a film fund. It was supposed to be a loan. People came, assessed, and I think later it was turned to a grant.
Okay.
I applied for that loan. Then I wanted to do a movie that's going to cost me about 40 million. I just needed some small change on top. So I think I applied for 12 million or 12.5. They gave us, they approved, we that were second bad, they approved 2 million for us. The Lagos State governor ended up turning it into a grant. And I felt like because he turned it into a grant, they gave us small money.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we're not able to really
do what
use
you
it
want
to
to
do
do.
what we want to do. So sometimes they say they create a film fund. It's really neither here nor there.
It become political.
You understand?
Maybe during the elections. Before the next election, let us create a film fund.
Yes.
So that the people will say, we are working.
We are working. But Lagos State governor is pretty much doing, they are doing great.
They're all doing politics. They are doing politics. Yeah. Unfortunately, because Lagos is making so much money that they don't have the excuse. What we're talking about, it costs Lagos State government, Lagos economy is bigger than that of Kenya.
Yeah.
Only Lagos State. So they have no excuse not creating amazing stuff and setting some pace. That is when you compare to the rest of the country, for what you have, you are still a failure. Unfortunately, I won't say that. Because president is here. I wouldn't be saying that here.
I don't because they're trying. They've already launched our film city in Ekpe, and
they've launched the city now.
Right. Work is going on. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend the launching because I was on my way to Mali the day they launched it. But my people in the association represented us there. And maybe it will take a long time for it to be finished, but when it does, it will be a masterpiece.
All right.
Yeah. So, and also what YouTube has also done for us, the creative industry people, it's enormous. Now you don't actually need anybody to put you on TV. You just have your phone, have your camera, you shoot it and create, and then by the time you have good followers, you can monetize it. So a lot of my members are cashing out on YouTube.
And that is where the world is going, and that's why I'm confused. If NTA can see in YouTube, it's not something that's no secret. NTA, you can see what YouTube is making. Don't you ask yourself, how is YouTube making money? It's advert. Can't you do that?
Yeah.
That's the question. And that is something we need to really work about. We own NTA owe us, we owe NTA. We want to make it work for the benefit of us and our children.
Yeah, because it belongs to all of us.
Exactly. And so, President, thank you. Let's do one thing I want to talk about, because this is one side where I'm on the other side with Nollywood. Sometimes you guys make this movie, and when it comes to African culture,
don't worry, talk, you're free.
Our own are barbaric. When they want to present the African culture, now juju, now dead people, now evil man. But when they will come turn the other story, that one are the white one, or Igbo one, now Christianity. Hey, the same to my father, now they be evil. Is that what you guys are doing?
So the truth of the matter is that the movie industry has long way past that level.
Okay.
Now, if you see 10 movies, maybe you see 2 with juju and all of that. I have done over 16 movies, and I don't think I've done anyone that had juju inside. Also, another thing I need to say is that we write story based on what we see. And the white man culture, as we have seen on TV, not every of us have traveled. I'm just very lucky to have been almost all over the place. I've been almost all the great countries you can talk about, from Canada to America to Europe, to everywhere. I don't work, I don't tire. I started traveling at about 19. I'm 44 years old today. I'm even tired of entering planes. And so I've been able to, be there, test the culture, see them, feel them. Most of those other producers, what they do is they sit down in front of the TV and they see what is happening, and then they add to it, and then they write stories about it. And so you don't blame them for portraying white people as God, as Jesus Christ. Even the Jesus Christ they gave us is white.
It's white.
And you understand?
Well, the question is whether Jesus are really white, we never know. So, may God help us.
Yeah, so the thing is that
we did say that.
Yeah, you get to tell the story from the perspective that you have seen. And when it comes to our own culture, there is hardly an household that does not have a juju in Nigeria.
But the juju, does it kill? Does it do evil?
No.
That's the thing I don't understand.
We have the juju that do evil, and we have the one that does not do evil.
So how come that? See, this is my worry. Now, in my grandfather's house, when I was growing up, the man was a bishop. Because he was the one serving the ancestors of his people. It's only when you steal that the ancestors will cut with you, and you bring drinks or goat or your wife do something outside. Then they
we have that same type of juju in front of my house. grandfather's juju. It's not the juju that kill anybody. It's juju that make the children prosper, make them grow, make people give birth well. But if you are a woman, you're married to an big family, and you step out, then there's a problem. You go mad if you don't confess.
In fact, and those are exact. But this is not what we see in Nollywood. What we see in Nollywood is, oh, the man he followed the juju, then he become Christian. Christian, don't good.
No, all those stories have actually changed.
Men have changed that, because that one the best me small.
No,
because our culture is so important, because we are not that barbaric.
We are not.
People that they see us still will be bad people, and will come do that kind of thing, meaning with the support what the image they have about us.
No, but I mean, those type of movies, like I said, have reduced, and now even when we tell such story, we make sure it ends in a way that people don't go trying it out, and that doesn't encourage anybody. Now we've even gone a step further with Censors Board and GAP collaborating. This is foundation called GAP collaborating with Censors Board and all the stakeholders in the industry. Now, if you smoke in our movies, there must be a warning card inserted that smokers are liable to die young. And then if there is any ritual killing, blood in the movie, you insert, then you don't glorify it. You do it in a way that it's not even very glamorous, because we feel like if we continue like that, our kids will just be doing this thing, thinking that. And sometimes these stories are fiction. Sometimes they are not really original, you know. And but again, we are also doing a lot of original stories. Like I always tell people, do original stories, because a photocopy can never be an original. And so people want to actually see who we are. Let's not add or remove.
Exactly. Make original story. And but sometimes, President, we're going to talk something very hard, all right? And this on the women. All right. Sometimes today I see on the internet, so young girl just bought so house. So because I'm saying this because of our other girls out there watching, seeing them as role model. And you wonder, is this money coming from Nollywood? Where you have money to buy a house of 300 million, and a young girl that just joined yesterday or so. And if that is the case, are we real? Are we not portraying wrong image? I will not send a wrong image to people.
Okay, so for starters, I will say that there's a lot of money on social media. A lot of people with their followers are ambassadors to a lot of content brands, and they make money. And also, of course, when you have a lot of millions of followers, you make money in Hollywood. Another thing is that if a man likes you and he has money and he wants to buy you a house, hey, I don't see the problem.
No, I don't.
But again, what we need to also understand, it is a lot of fake life on social media. You can see somebody post a house that I bought the house. Trust me, sometimes it's not a lie.
A big one.
Yeah, so if you follow everything you see on social media, just do that at your own risk. But because your life might just be better.
These people are role model to kids. That's the fear. My daughter is watching. If she follows this person as role model.
That is why, as a father, your duty is to let your child know, follow everything you see on social media at your own risk. You understand? Your parents are supposed to be your role model. Yes, we are not saying don't pick a role model outside there, but pick a role. For instance, we that are genuine role models to people, to a lot of people, how many millions of followers do we have? Because we're not exposing our bodies, because we're not flaunting things that we have. You hardly see half of what I have on social media. I don't even put the things I have on social media, because I just feel like some people are going to see it and be depressed. And then sometimes you're having a perfect life, but because of what fake life some people are living on social media, you just think that your life is bad. Meanwhile, your life is even better than that person you are trying to
because they leave their marriage, because they see what is going out there.
I think 2-3 years ago, I heard about one of these popular cross-dresser when they were basketballs with each other, when they said that he or whatever, usually take like 5 million from her bookie, and she will pay the bookie 300,000 to take that 5 million. The bookie will just be standing by the door. She will just make a 1-minute video. Why will I want to make a 1-minute video to show the world that I have 5 million that I don't have, and I'll have to pay a bookie 300,000 to do that? That is fake life. So they call it fake it till you make it. And you see, that's why you see sometimes you see people depressed. You understand? So, and they can do anything to now make that life real. And that's why you see that sometimes, because they have faked it so much, they either follow old men, they follow politicians, they follow whoever can fund that life. But you see, that lifestyle cannot be funded forever. Because you get to a stage where you are no longer the spec. You are old.
You are old. What do you do from there?
What do you do? So your wealth must have a foundation for you to be able to sustain yourself and the legacy that you've created.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. We're gonna go on a quick break because so that we can have some. I know you get this is what you get with Madam President. Hey, in case you're just joining us, and this lady here is the national president of the biggest film producer perhaps in the world today, Nollywood. She's their national president and she's been on tour. She's one of our awardees. And actually, what we recognize her this time for is not last year, we recognize her for Nollywood, for her devotion to Nollywood. But this year, we recognize her for the philanthropic work she is doing. I'm going to go on a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about her NGO. It's amazing that as small or as whatever you call her, she picked on something strange that she spent her money, time every year to empower widows. And we're going to be looking at that with her when we come back from this break. Don't go away, stay with us. We'll be right back in Egypt.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.
Anybody?
Hello, welcome back. Just in case you are just joining us, this is Blessing, the blessing of Nollywood. I said she is the number one person when it comes to the producers in Nollywood. She's trying to lead by being a servant. That's a different story. We cannot talk about your skill as a leader. Sometimes I see your passion. I tell you this story. I told this lady, and I'm going to accuse her here, that listen, I want to open a distribution. I want to create a cinema in the UK where only Nollywood movies will be shown. So that if they want to give that to me, it will be their benefit because most of the cinemas are dead. They don't have a job, especially the local cinema. If they do the job with me, they'll be having good content to show to the world, and it will be win-win. And I said to President, though the cinema here are very expensive, but they want to have some percentage. She jumped at it. He said, no, Nollywood producers must be this. She was fighting for all of it. She was not here. She's not sad. Thank you so much.
I insisted that we can give a certain percentage to them, but I mean the bigger percentage should come to Nollywood who are truly creating the content. I mean, it's not easy.
What is so interesting is how much she wants to put in, what she's doing on your behalf. A lot. And we'll be talking about the co-production and all that. So, President, let's just leave that first. Let's talk about your NGO, your philanthropic work, which is what we recognize you for. Where does this all start?
Okay, first of all, let me just thank SRTV for a second award for the most what was that again? something.
The fact.
And it was is it the most prestigious or whatever philanthropist in Nollywood?
Yeah, and that is, it wasn't by mistake.
Yeah.
You understand? Well, I saw what you're doing and I said, wow.
Yeah. I came into London on the 20th of July. And we had to do a lot of things together before I left off. I went to Germany, had other engagements. So I was not available on the 28th when that award was presented to receive it. But Zeno, my very sweetheart daughter, Uncle Zeb's daughter, received that award for me. And I haven't seen it. I think maybe I will see it today before I leave. So I want to just thank you and your team for doing a fantastic job. A lot of people that attended, especially the gala night, said a lot of nice things about the Nigerian Week London. I mean, the fact that it's a second edition and you were still able to do something nice, the third edition will definitely be better. And it can only get better like that. So thank you so much. Then the foundation, I started the foundation over 15 years ago, and the Widows program started in 2013 when we did the first edition. It wasn't as if I wanted to do the Widows program. What I was focused on before was just the orphans. So what I do during my birthdays, I just pick an orphanage I talk to them, they tell me their challenges, they give me a list of what they need, whatever I can afford, I just buy and give them and spend my time with them, because these kids needed to see people,
Exactly.
not just the workers.
Exactly.
So I spent my birthdays with them and all. So in 2012, when I came back from India, I had a revelation, God telling me to feed and clothe widows. It was so strong that I kept seeing the same dream over and over and over. And as I had not been to my hometown for a very long time because my stepmom offended me, and with my dad, I decided not to go there because she tried to poison my food. And so when that revelation came and God was saying, go to the village, I said, which village? Village when I
No, they run from.
I know they go. So I called my mom. My mom is, by the way, my hero, my best friend, and also there's nothing I don't tell her. She's a woman of God. She's my number one pastor. So I spoke to her about it, and she said, look, if God is telling you to do something, just obey God, nothing will happen.
Yes.
And I said, okay. So I still ignored it. I called my Holy Show, told him, by the way, I go to White Garment Church anyway.
Okay.
So, and he also said I should go. But I still insisted that they were not telling me what I wanted to hear. I wanted them to say, don't go. So I kept seeing that revelation. Then one day I just called my friend, that then we just did, somebody introduced a cousin of mine, Shegun Sado, introduced me to Amidat. She's one of her big girls in the Auchi, So I talked to her about it, and she said, okay, no problem, that they were going to help me arrange it. So I bought all I needed and I went home. When I did that program, it was supposed to be a one-off program. I chose Valentine's Day because that was what I saw in my dream. So we did it. A lot of women were crying how they have not, seen new rapper in years. Some of them saying Valentine, they never heard about it before. Some of them saying since their husband died, there was not, I was touched in my spirit. I just said to myself, if this is making this kind of impact, I want to continue. So in 2014, I decided to do it in Lagos State. And the then Commissioner for Education, Olukoga, joined me with this Olukoga Foundation. We did it in Ikorodu Axis of Lagos State. And in 2015, we didn't do it because we don't do it during the election. Nigeria election is usually vows during the Valentine period. So you don't want to start traveling all over the place. And then I decided I would not make it a program that is for my hometown alone. I wanted it to round the whole of Nigeria because I belong to everybody in Nigeria and they all belong to me too. That I'm not a tribalistic person. I just believe that everybody belongs to me and I belong to everybody. So we did that. And in 2016, we did Abuja stroke Suleja. We had a lot of Muslims and all, they came. We did. So what we normally do is to give every one single widow that comes 6-yard wrapper each. And then we feed all of them. And so when we host 1,000, we make food for 1,400. Because some of them will come with their children, and then we also organizing the program. That is what we eat the whole day. So we don't make rubbish, we good food for them. So we did that, and in 2017, I repeated the Edo State. Of course, that's where I'm from. So definitely, but this time around, we did it for the Afema people, the whole 6 local governments in Isako East, Nafema that consists of Afema, Isako East, Isako Central, One West, and all of that. We did that. Then in 2018, we then decided to celebrate the military. Military have done so much for us, protecting us while we are able to close our eyes in the night, and also we decided to host the mothers and wives and mothers of our fallen heroes. That was a tag. And then when I approached the military, they didn't understand what I was talking about. Like, what is she even talking about? So I kept persisting, and we brought Air Force, Army, and Navy on board. We did it in the Ikeja cantonment, and when that program was going on, the then Brigadier General, I think Brigadier General EAR2 or something like that. I hope I got that right. The wife heard, because he called the wife and said, so thing with this one. She was on board coming back to Nigeria, and then she told them to bring 3 sewing machines for me. We had about 5 sewing machines. Wow. So before that day, 3 days before that time, we had my friend Oluchi, she's now abroad. She came to do capacity building for them. We taught them how to make shoes, bags, and all of that. So we now bought those sewing machines. So we can't buy for everybody, but at least with balloting, we're able to give those who learned this trade so that they have something to start. Then while the program was going on, they just called me and said, Madam, see me then give you 3 more sewing machines. I said, okay.
Wow.
So it became 8. And then we did the program. Then they called me and said, General, see, you must not go. You must wait. He's coming. I said, okay. So we waited for him. Program ended. And then we got into his office. I remember Garrison Commander, I've forgotten his name. Nafagbemi was one that took me into his office. And my friend, Amida, that I just spoke about, we became friends after that 2013 program, was with me. And we just walked into the office and he said, Fagbemi, I say, make you bring Queen Blessing Foundation. Who you be? He said, that's Queen Blessing Foundation. So
this one?
the man was like, you mean this young woman?
Yes.
I mean, how did you think about it? So he kept me standing talking for 5 minutes. And then he realized I was still standing. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, madam. Please sit down. I was just carried away. So we talked about so many things. And then he just pressed a bell and he brought an award. He gave me an award. Like, he cannot leave me. So, so all these things I do, it's so touching. And then when it got to 2019, because of the election, we didn't do it. 2020, we did it at the palace of the Ile-Ife, at the palace of the what do you call it now? Oni of Ife. That's where we did it in 2020. 2021, we did it at the palace of the Olubadan of Ibadan land. 2022, we decided to go to the north. We did it at the palace of the Emir of Zauzau. And then in 2023, of course, there was election. 2024, I repeated Edo State this February. I did it for Afema people as well.
This Afema, they get you.
Anyway, so, and they were so happy. You need to see people. You need to see. The program was supposed to start at 10. By 6 a.m., the hall don't full. The whole field don't full. The chair where we rent don't finish. 1,000 chairs don't finish. That is how much poverty is in the land. Yes. And I had to, this time around, push my button so hard because I almost didn't do it. I had to take a 5 million naira loan to add to the money I had, because by the time I calculated the money I needed about 9 point something million to run the program. Now, this was a program I usually use 4 million for.
But President, how did you raise this money?
When I started, after the first year, the second year, I called my friends together and I said to them, let's start Osusu and Ajo. And when it's my turn, I take January number 1. I want to be using it to buy wrappers that I give to the widows. When I buy that wrapper, I start paying that Ajo. From that time to December, I finish paying and I take again in January. So, and then whatever money I'm able to keep, my tithes, I put it in the foundation account. Whatever money I am able to keep, then I use it to cook the food and all of that. That was how we did it. And then I think in 2020 was the very first time we solicited public funds on social media. We were able to raise 200,000, I think, and it was far cry. But the fact that people still believe in me to do something was fantastic for me. I was happy. 2021, we did the same thing, pretty much the same amount. And then this year, we also did the same thing, pretty much the same amount. So I just said to myself, there is no way I will let this year pass without doing this program. So I approached my bank and I said, give me a soft loan. And the manager was like, you won't use loan to foundation. And wow, where you come from? I said, don't worry, just give me, God will pay it. So every month now I pay 500,000 from that money. So they gave me 5 million to pay 6 million. So every month I pay 5 million. By the time it's February, I'll finish paying and then I'll take again. And that's so there's every time I'm paying basic. But you know what that has done for me? I don't fall sick. And God constantly opened doors for me. I am fulfilled. If I don't do the program, I get very restless. I am just so happy with the women, with all those old people that I'm able to impact, with their children, and we are able to pay school fees for, to do WAEC, pay WAEC for. Sometimes people walk up to me and say, Auntie, now you pay WAEC for me. I don't know them. Yeah. Some people say, you pay transfer for me. I don't know you. But my own is that sometimes you say, I know you. I say, did I offend you when you met me? Say, no, you didn't give me money. I say, So all those type of things for me is just a lot of times the men of God in my life, because I have a lot of men of God in my life, from cousins, from uncles, from elder brother, same mother, same father, is a pastor, and Apostle Johnson Suleiman is my first cousin, Bishop Isaac Idahosa is my first cousin. I have men of God round, and every time they tell me, God said, you have to work for him. So one day I told them, I said, look, I don't have to put a pastor tag on my name, but what I am already doing is God's work. And I want it to remain like this. And I think that I'm just that person that like everybody to grow. I just believe that the world will be a better place if everybody have food to eat. There won't be so much crime. Even though we know that some people, it's out of greed that they do these things, but it will limit the number.
Some people are doing it
because of hunger and all of those things. So, and also it's a time for me to talk to our women to raise their daughters better. Because you find that in Africa, we raise our daughters to believe that immediately you're of age, you get married and the man carry all your problem. And it's high time we begin to see women as more than that.
Yes. They see a woman, a wife. Do you know who is a wife? We're gonna come to that.
Yeah,
it's the most important thing in a man's
see
life.
Our girls
They can
as
do
that
that.
they can achieve anything they set their hands
Anything.
to achieve. They can be whoever they want to be and still be, take care of the homes. And I think that when you will train your children, your daughters in a way that they can also bring to the table, it makes the life of that man they marry easier. You find out that a lot of men are dying, hypertension and all. It is the pressure. It's the pressure. You don't have any business as a woman being a complete housewife. No matter how much your husband has.
Liability.
Yeah, no matter how much. It's not even good for you as a woman.
Because if I give you two naira,
you give am today, give me today. See, finish, they enter. And then because you are sitting at home watching TV all day, you get fat. There is nothing appealing. Then tomorrow you say your husband is chasing a woman. So it's always good to find something doing. These days, it's not. You must not work in the office. You can sell something online. You must not have a physical shop. You can do business. A lot of things are there for women to do. And so for me, it's an opportunity for me to talk to this large number of women to train our daughters better. Yeah.
Wow. Listen, I'm just looking at this young lady here and I'm thinking, what if I could do, and she's doing, and others is doing, and others is doing, would that country be better?
Oh, definitely.
We will now be taking a lot of people out of poverty.
Yeah.
And this is amazing, President. I didn't think I can thank you enough. Powerful word from a powerful woman.
Yeah,
every girl child out there, watch this. Yeah. Learn and learn.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Mr. President, Madam President, I am so proud. When I met you the first time, I said, who is this young lady? She's just who she is. Yeah. She doesn't hide it. She say it. As you say it, that is who she is.
Yeah.
We are blessed. We are blessed with her. Nollywood is blessed with her. And we as a nation is blessed with her. Like I said, we recognize her this year because of the philanthropic work she's doing. And I don't have to say it. You've heard it. Yeah. That's why. I said, no, it's not Nollywood. I am confused when you raise money to do all this. You understand? Even making the effort is something. Coming up, conceiving it, for God to pick on you to do it. I'm going to thank God, and I still want to thank you for doing what you do. So, moving forward, Madam President, I want to end up with the president of Nollywood, which you are. Where are we going? What is next for us? I know I'm going to ask you the final question, which is you. But first, where is Nollywood going now? What do you really think the government should do to make our life better in Nollywood?
I think
both government, me and you.
Yeah, I think we as producers have already been doing our best from time immemorial.
Yes,
so asking us to do more is like being an Oliver Twist. So the focus now should be on government and private sector. There's a lot of money in Nollywood.
Yes.
As a private person, you're looking to invest. Nollywood is where you should be investing right now. You're welcome to talk to us and let's see how we can work together. And as for government, we want infrastructure. We want loans. We're not asking. You see, I keep saying loans because when you ask for grants all the time. In Africa, we believe that grants is free money. Yes, it's free money, but it's a money you must use and return.
Yes.
So that somebody else can have access to it. But when you give people in Africa grants, they think it's free money, off they go.
Yes.
So that is why I keep saying
they come back for more.
So that you will not always think that we want free money. We are business people. We're not looking for free money, but we are saying that the kind of loans that are available in commercial bank don't work for us. Yes. We want loans that are tailored specially for film production. And we want people who understand the business of film to head those funds. That way, we will dish them out in the right places and make sure they come back for other people to use. And infrastructure. If we have more community cinemas, we have more good cinemas, we have platforms to put our films, we have raw talent there everywhere. We're not lacking talent. That's the honest truth. We are definitely not lacking talent. So we have producers who are capable of beating what standard of whatever highest quality you call films. We have behind the scene cameras, we have crew members that can do the unthinkable with their fingers because they have been trained and they have retrained themselves. So don't be afraid that when you bring in the money, we're not able to turn. No, we will be able to turn it around. Look at what our Yoruba movies are even doing on Netflix and Amazon.
Wow.
It is amazing. Look at what our Yoruba movies
are doing. Have you seen
with
the Yoruba movie now, Kanowood?
Yeah.
I was here with Kanowood. The amount of film made
telling you.
In Yoruba, Hausa film.
So every sector of Nollywood, is it Igbo films, is it Efik, is it Edo film, is
I'm
it
not
Yoruba?
Looking out for Yoruba films. So
then they are not just popular.
I'm looking towards
so
them out.
It's a lot of content we're dishing out, quality content, and we'll continue to do our best. We just want government to be sincere with us. When you say there is film fund, it should truly be film fund, and we should truly have those right hands on deck to make sure that producers that are supposed to access it. So and you cannot work in isolation. Yeah. You also cannot work without the leaders in Nollywood.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, President. And like I said, this woman, she's a blessing. Sometimes I'm just gonna say I know a lot of young people, young women.
Somebody said he saw me at Junior Post.
Yes,
I was there.
She will be there. She's the national president of Nollywood. So how could she not be there? It was a touching time for every one of us, and I was here crying and lamenting, and I was feeling very sorry for that producer as well. And even whatever mistake happened, we don't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
So, President, let's talk about you. Who is in this woman's life? we'll be guys, so a lot of guys are still out there. Sorry, guys, you see this babe, she's there, because you see her, she's still a woman, all right? Guys still there. So young men out there, my boys in the UK, around the world, they see this queen.
Oh my
queen.
Sometimes when questions like this come up, I just laugh. I like to talk about my work, and I think it's a lot of handful. We can talk about it for 20 hours and we leave. So it covers the other part of my life.
Don't worry,
we'll keep it private. Right. Yeah. Do I have a man in my life? Of course. I've had someone in my life for over 13 years and still counting. Is he an amazing person? Of course. The next question will be, why are you not officially married? I don't just believe in putting a tag on relationship.
Maybe some other people want to
no, I don't like putting a tag. Is he my husband in every sense? Yes. The only difference is we're not officially married, and that's because I had a very bad experience with my son's father, and anytime anybody is proposing marriage right now, it scares me.
Get confused.
And then my man understands. He tried his best, and every year he gives me a wedding ring. So I wear engagement rings, I wear wedding ring. Any ring you see on this finger is from him. So take note of that. Am I contented with my life? Yes. Do I have a son? An amazing son who is 18. Very soon now I go type big gele, sit down, you go marry wife, come give me for house. And then I have 5 adopted daughters.
That's another part of you again. Where is this coming from?
I love kids, and because
you adopted 5.
Yeah, because I couldn't really give birth to more kids. I think that I just wanted to focus and raise my son. I just didn't want to have more children. So, but I love kids, so I decided to adopt them. You don't you don't need to give birth from your own womb to be a mother. So I decided to adopt them. My first adopted daughter, Susan, she gave birth to a baby boy in February. So I'm a grandmother right here.
You see, when I tell you there's something about Queen, you think I'm joking.
I'm a grandmother right here, and I'm proud of the life that I have. I'm very contented with the kind of person that I am, with my personality and all of that. I think that, is there a man? Yes, there's a man. Are they kids? Yes, there are children. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so happy that I'm so happy. Thank you, everything, Liz. He said, God bless you, people, Jare. The entertainment creative industry, the creative industry is the only industry that is making us. proud.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you so
definitely. I mean, with comments like this, we're
Yeah.
encouraged to continue to do more.
Thank you so much. Madam President, thank you for coming to London. And let me say this. I owe this movement. So I want to say to the National Television, last year, when we were inviting all of them to the program, President said, there's no ticket to, she raised her own money.
Yeah.
This year again, she raised her own money. May God give us the money to
Amen.
give it to her
Amen.
so that we can be supporting her
Amen.
because she cannot continue to use her own money to travel around the
In
world.
fact, there's
to
hole in
defend
my
the world.
account right now. It's not funny.
May God know.
Amen.
Right? Thank you very
Amen.
much, Madam
Yeah.
President. We are
Thank you
grateful.
so much
Thank you for the good
for
work
having
you're
me. I mean, we've done this is my third interview with you.
Yes.
We've done on Zoom.
Exactly.
So it feels good to
This
be
is to be
live in
physical
the studio
with
in
you.
London.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
No, I said we must have it because
Yeah.
whatever it is, we need to have it.
Yeah.
For 1 minute. I know you're a busy woman, so I'm
Yeah.
going to let you go. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much.
So that is where we're going to call off the show today. I hope you have an amazing time. For those of you that have this, please share it and tell other people the message, what she had to say to our young ladies, what she's doing to help the women. And supposing you and I begin to do the same. That is why we pick on this very important aspect of our life. And we say, thank you. We recognize you for what you do. President, on a high level, thank you so much for what you do. And please keep it up.
Definitely.
I know it's going to be hard, but keep it up.
Definitely.
That's why we'll see you again. Till next time, we'll say bye from the studio. Bye.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915.
SRTV. Innovative content.